31 common Minecraft myths that are total lies. Minecraft is a game where you can do almost anything, and that means people can get you to believe almost anything. So let's get to the bottom of some of these old wives' tales that have gone down in history and find the truth for ourselves. And hey, YouTube tells me that I only have 0 subscribers, but I think that's a lie. So to help prove it wrong, investigate that subscribe button down below. It's free, and it helps out a ton. Number 1. So a tale as old as time is that sugarcane grows faster on sand, or any of the blocks for that matter. But if you actually see here, if we change the random tick speed to be very high, then we can see that in fact it grows the same speed on any of the blocks that we do it on. Now, while I'm not saying this to shut down your allegiance to Team Sand or Team Dirt or whatever you're choosing, I just want to say that whatever you have on hand, it's gonna work out alright. Number 2. So most of us know that when you try to shoot an Enderman, it's not gonna do anything, it'll just teleport away. But what I've heard sometimes is that if you try to shoot an Enderman but it has nowhere to teleport to, then you can actually hit it with the arrow. And well, yeah, you can hit it with the arrow, as you see here, it's just gonna bounce off. We're not doing any damage. So don't waste your time trying to set this up, because clearly it's not gonna work out. You're better off just using a sword. Number 3. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not exactly bilingual. So when I try to open up an enchanting table, I've always been curious about what this language actually means, and if I was able to read it, could I actually find out anything there? But as we can see from the help of different packs and add-ons to the game's files, it actually doesn't relate anything, it's just gibberish. And while learning a new language is a cool skill to have, this one isn't going to impress your friends, just trust me. Number 4. Now, if you've collected a treasure chest once or twice in Minecraft, you've probably come across these things. And while seeing this on your tools might be either worrying or open up some great prank ideas, don't get ahead of yourself, because it actually only works on armor sets. So if you have another item with the enchantment, you're going to be able to take it out of your inventory, no problem. Number 5. Beacons in the Nether never really seem to mix. And if you're not spending your time to go above the ceiling, then you know that you're not going to be having many beacons in the Nether. It just doesn't light up. Or even when you put it on the ceiling, it only has so much limited range that it can stretch down, whereas opposed to if you put it on the floor, it has infinite height going up for the vertical effect. But here's where it gets interesting, because if you remove all of the netherrack that's above the beacon block, the beam will actually pass through that bedrock, meaning you can keep your potion effects in hell as long as you want. It's just going to require a bit of mining. Number 6. While it's not exactly as popular as an MLG water save, an MLG lava bucket save does sound pretty cool. Although, unfortunately, even if you have the lava resistance, lava doesn't break your fall. Meaning if you're falling into a shallow lava lake, you're still going to take a whole bunch of damage. And then you're going to be on fire, so 2 problems are going to compound into 1. Just stick to water buckets for your saves and you'll be just fine. Number 7. Now, when you look at the block, it doesn't seem like obsidian could be farmed. I mean, you can't use TNT chambers or anything that you would use for wood or cobblestone, so how exactly would you automatically break the block? Most of us just accept it as a fact that you have to just use your pickaxe. But that's not exactly true, because with the help of Wither Power, we can actually have it where obsidian gets farmed for us. It's a pretty tough setup, but hey, at least it's possible. And now your dreams of an overworld gold farm can finally be realized. Number 8. If you're a natural beekeeper, then you probably know how the buzzy mob can help you to pollinate different plants. And with that, you might have extrapolated that knowledge to saying that they can pollinate netherwort. But unfortunately, the only stuff they're messing with is sweet berries, potatoes, wheat, carrots, beetroots, melon stems, and pumpkin stems. So your potion materials are out of luck. Sorry. Number 9. Now, this one actually caught me off guard, because every time that I load into a new world, the first thing you're going to see me do is strip mining to find diamonds. And while that can be more precise and a little bit easier not to get lost, it's not actually the fastest way to find them. See, the way that the math checks out is that finding diamonds is all about the amount of blocks that you can see by the player per second. So if you find a naturally spawning cave that's down at diamond level, that's already showing you so many more blocks than strip mining is. And that's going to be your fastest way to find the blue stuff. Not that strip mining's bad, it's just not going to be the fastest. Number 10. For those of you who have found a pair of wings, you know just how important feather falling can be. I mean, if you're reckless with one of these elytra, then you're going to get some serious damage. But while many people think that hitting the walls with this enchantment is going to reduce the damage, unfortunately it's only when you hit the ground. So when you smack straight into a tree George of the Jungle style, you're still out of luck. So what I'm trying to say is probably common sense, but don't use your shoes as an excuse to be reckless. Number 11. Okay, so I can see where the miscommunication would come in here. Because what you might have noticed is that if you're wearing enchanted protection armor and then you get hit by a splash potion of harming, you are going to take less damage. But the question is, what's doing the work here? And while it might be easy to think that it's the armor because you're getting less skin contact, or hypothetically you should, it's actually the protection enchantment on that armor that's keeping you safe from the harming potion. So armor sorta does help you out, but it's more through the transitive property. It's not doing anything for you by itself. Number 12. For those of you who have made automatic farms, I'm sure you know just how intimidating this looks. I mean, after all, if you don't have a skeleton farm, then getting bone meal's not exactly an easy task, especially in large bulks. But even though you might be seeing the particle effects happen, don't worry, the bone meal's not actually getting used unless there's a plant next to it. Otherwise, it's just a false flag, you don't need to worry about it. Number 13. I'm sure we've all been here. You set up a boat trip and you're ready to head off. But before you do, you also pack a good amount of food. Because hey, it's nice to have a ship snack. Unless you're taking the food to keep you full where you're going, you're not actually going to lose any hunger in a boat. So don't worry about holding down that right click and instead just focus on rowing. Number 14. This is another case where having an alternate piece of knowledge could skew your perspective here. And while I agree, it might make logical sense that if you fall in a cauldron full of water, it should break your fall, that's not exactly the case here. In fact, it's not going to lessen your fall at all. You're just going to break your legs to the bottom of that steel pot. Admittedly, with the advent of flooded half slabs, I could see where the equal amount of water should seem to break your fall, but as of right now, Mojang's not letting us cut it. You're better off just with a water bucket. Number 15. If you've got a fortune pickaxe, then you're already pretty lucky. And when it comes to ores, you'll see as much. But where it's not going to help you out is with the EXP that you get from mining those same ores. You see, even when you're getting more drops, the amount of XP that you get with a fortune pickaxe is just the same as a regular one. But hey, if it makes you feel better about it, then I've got no problem if you still want to believe this one. Maybe it's just a placebo. Number 16. As the new Nether update's going to have us spending a lot more time in the new hellscape, it's got us thinking, what's exactly good enchantments to have on the armor? And while it might sound like the Depth Strider enchantment should help you out in those deep lava lakes, unfortunately, you're not moving any faster with those on your boots. It's still going to be just as much of a slog moving through it. And honestly, you're probably just better bridging. Number 17. This one's got to stem from a dual meaning, because while the water breathing effect lets us to, well, breathe underwater, could it also let creatures of the water breathe? That is, if you gave a fish water breathing, would it be able to stay on land and kind of inverse the way that we do? Unfortunately, that's just not going to work out, and you're going to end up with a lot of dead mobs hanging out by your shoreline. If you want to visit your aquatic friends, you're better off just heading down there yourself. At least you can take it. Number 18. Okay, don't get me wrong, a zombie with an axe is a pretty scary visual, and while it might seem like it's a pretty big threat to your villagers, that axe is going to have no effect on the breaking speed. And if you want to test this, just summon in a zombie like so, and give it an axe, and you'll see just as much. It actually only breaks down the door as fast as the other one. The only thing you gotta worry about here is some increased damage, but if your doors are protected, you're gonna be just fine from this one. Number 19. What exactly would you classify a Guardian Laser? I mean, it's a long-range shooting attack, so that seems like it should be a projectile, yeah? Or at least somewhere in that category. So with that train of logic, it does seem like the projectile protection enchantment should help you out more with these attacks. But unfortunately, it doesn't do you any favors. So if you want to stay safer while exploring those ocean monuments, the only thing that you should have in your underwater exploring kit should be a set of protection. That'll actually dumb down the blow. Number 20. Now, if you've been playing Minecraft since versions ago, that's probably why you believe this one. But to this day, I still see people who believe that you can only breed chickens with wheat seeds. But sure enough, if you try it with pumpkin, melon, and even beetroot seeds, it's gonna work the same way. The only thing they need is seed in the title, and then you're good to go. Number 21. So I think we've all done this at some point, at least I have for sure. But when you're trying to get the full amount of experience from Bottle of Enchanting, you think, okay, let's try throwing it up on the air and then catching it on your face. I mean, hell, that's how you get the full time duration of a splash potion, so why wouldn't it be the same here? But as it turns out, EXP that you receive here is not dependent on where it lands. Wherever you do it, it's always going to drop multiple different orbs that are worth 3 to 11 EXP each. So stop smashing bottles on your face and start throwing them down at your feet, or wherever you like, it's not going to matter. Number 22. Again, we've got another case where game sense does not exactly line up with the logical sense. You see, you'd think that armor stands with better armor on would take longer to kill. I mean, you would hope that when you deck these guys out, they wouldn't break so easily. But as it turns out, with or without armor, they're still going to take the exact same number of hits to take. So that Prop 4 armor is probably doing a lot more for you than it is for a couple of sticks and a slap. Number 23. Among my circles, I don't exactly see grindstones getting used all that often. Although, if you could use them to remove the curse enchantments, maybe they get more playtime. Unfortunately, a curse is a curse no matter how strong the grindstone. And what you'll see here is that they'll remove all of the other enchantments except for the curses. Much like their name, they're quite literally binded on, and they're not going to vanish anytime soon. Proving that unless you have to use them, they're probably just better in a chest. Number 24. Few things in Minecraft make you feel as powerful as the haste potion effect. I mean, when you can insta-mine with an efficiency 5 pickaxe like a quarry, it's kinda easy to feel like a god. Although, despite what you might believe, it's a shame that that same efficiency doesn't stretch over to attacking. Even if it looks like you can slice and dice even faster when you're not swiping at anything, when you're actually locked in combat, you're not going to be swinging that sword any faster with haste. It's just for style points. Number 25. For all those astronaut hopefuls out there, you've probably tried this once or twice, where as soon as you get a pair of wings with the elytra, you're trying to spam rockets to get yourself flying as fast as you can. And while the sound effects might be nice, you're not actually going to be building up any more speed. You see, the fastest speed that you're going to get with that elytra is actually spacing out the rockets and then building up that speed by angling downwards and then upwards again. That's going to give you the fastest flying speed with the elytra, not by running through all your rockets in one go. Number 26. If you haven't killed the Ender Dragon a second time, then prepare to be disappointed. Because as much as I would want to believe that killing an Ender Dragon a second time would give you a second egg from that dragon, that's not how it works, folks. There's only one that you're going to get for this world, and that's the one you got the first time. So sure, not exactly everyone on your server is going to have their own copy of an egg, but it does make the one that you got way more special, which I think is equally cool. Number 27. When someone throws something at you, what's your first reaction? Of course, you gotta block and cover yourself up from the blast, but Minecraft just doesn't roll like that. You see, if a splash potion's getting chucked at you, as much as you might like holding onto that shield, it's not gonna protect you from the effect. Plus, it's slowing you down to keep you in that blast radius. The best thing you're gonna be able to do if you're fighting a witch is just running out of there. Don't waste your time by trying to stand your ground. Number 28. Outside of multiplayer pranks and PvP, invisibility potions are not exactly getting a lot of use in regular gameplay, at least in the circles that I roll in. But when you do use them, then it should make sense that you're completely invisible to any hostile mobs around you, so long as you're not wearing any armor and you're not holding any items, the same way that it would make you invisible to anyone else around you. If you do this though, don't try to get cocky, because mobs can actually still see you when you're within 2 blocks of them, even under those conditions. So you're better off keeping a distance if you want to sneak by. Number 29. This one I love because it's just so simple, and I can totally see where it would come up. If I had to give you one guess as to what white tulips would give you, what would be your first choice? Obviously, it makes logical sense that they would give you white dye. But with the way that Mojang codes these games, it's actually going to give you light gray dye. So why is it not called a light gray tulip? You see, the white dye item is pretty new to Minecraft, and before that, we just used bone meal as our substitute. So since white tulips were added in before this change, it wouldn't exactly make sense for them to be giving you bone meal. Unless there's a lot more anatomy going on in one of those flowers. Although, why they didn't change the recipe when the new feature was added in, I just can't say. I guess Mojang likes certain things to say the way they are. Number 30. If you've played around with the technical side of Minecraft, then you're probably familiar with the idea of a hostile mob cap. That is, the amount where you've hit so many different hostile mobs in an area that are loaded that there can't be any new ones to spawn. And while that sounds promising and even could be put to some great work with a hostile mob switch that you build, it's not absolute. You see, in cases like phantoms, pillager patrols, zombie sieges, and even mobs from spawners, those all ignore the mob cap. So if you spent all your time making that mob switch, don't feel like you're out of the clear yet. It's gonna help a lot, but there's still some options for you to die, so watch out for those. Number 31. Despite what you might think, swords actually don't cut through wool any faster than a hand. But where did that idea stem from? Well, it's likely from the fact that if you use a sword against cobwebs, it'll cut through those faster. And don't ask me how when you cut through the cobwebs, you'll get string, use that same string to make wool, and then all of a sudden your sword is useless. I have no idea. Maybe it's just that dense. And with that, folks, if you want to see 41 things to do in Minecraft while you're bored at home, then mine this one in the top left. Or enchant this one in the top right for another video. And if you're looking to support the channel, then TNT that subscribe button down below. It's free and helps out a ton. And with that, folks, I've been Skip the Tutorial, and until next time, take care and have a good one. Alright?